Hi channel, what's up? How you feeling? So let's talk real quick before we get caught up in matters of real estate. Let's talk YouTube business. So how to label someone and how to organize in your mind who you want to chase, who do you want in your life, and who do you relieve yourself of that tax of like having to feel like I need these people in my life, when in fact potentially there's happens to maybe be a secret going on where those people are actually not as valuable as you when it comes down to it. Sorry. So let's simplify it. Let's simplify it. Hang on one second, let me hit this. So think about angels and demons. Most people in their lives, people that have done good deeds, my intuition on that is that angels tend to flock towards them and kind of hover around their presence, most likely. Let's mix it up a bit. So, one second. Now, let's not just talk about females only. Let's definitely include men. But most people in their time with their free will, this is probably a hint or letting you in on something that I would think is a secret, in plain sight type of secret. But all these parties and stuff you look at, but it's like, if someone is letting a demon rule their life instead of God or angels, or God and angels, or something like the good side of things, if they're letting a demon overcome them. For girls, the main concept that I have of that is Jezebels. For men, it's like, usually there's different names for different demons. It's really creepy, but there are a few videos you can look up. Let's see, what's the guy's name? Gosh, of course I can't think of it. That's probably how that works. Let's see, what is the dude's name? Yeah, I can't think of it, of course. Anyways, see if I can post in the, if I can come up with it, I'll post it in the title, underneath the title. Yeah, this is just how my memory works. Must be photographic or something close to it. So a lot of people that have photographic memories have seen a lot of images flashed at them, and they somehow absorbed it into where they get like a photographic memory, or they only remember in like a certain type of way. So yeah. So if they're letting this demon rule them, for whatever reason, inflation works. It's really sad, but I've seen this. This is why the information I was talking about earlier seems to add up with me, or in my mind, is that God doesn't know what to think of the world anymore, because it's like unfairness works. Like if you learn the laws of the subconscious from the age of like 19 or 20, you can slowly wolf it into your 30s, to the point where you can see someone younger than you or not as smart as you, and you can just easily manipulate them easily if you choose to. And it's really sad that chemical warfare and subliminal warfare technically work, like a charm, technically work. It's really sad. It's really sad, but you can just walk up to someone, and if you hint at them and you say like some sneaky thing, or you say it more directly, but you hit them with a negative comment. Some people are unconscious of this, but some people are very conscious of this, how that like a computer programs into your mind. It communicates to your mind, you are this. So wolves who are in sheep's clothing who know about this can instantly just hit you with negative comments, and it just seeps into your subconscious. So it might look like a hard, stiff day of course. I look like a hard, stiff day, and it's like, after work, get the whiskey, and it's just like, I have to recover from all that. But the main reason why you had like that emotional baggage is initially because dopamine, or the way your spirit works, is you're responding to positivity as an equivalent to what you find rewarding or something like that. So when people hit you with negativity, that means you're a good spirit. That's how your dopamine system or something like that responds to it, is when things are negative, you're in tune with that. You feel unhappy, you feel drained, because people are talking negative, people are speaking negative things, and they're using word curses against you, blah, blah, blah. Right? Blah, blah, blah. Right? Just, no, we don't. What are you talking about? Blah, blah. Of course, that's what someone who uses dark craft is going to say, is, no, we don't do that. Well, that's convenient that they say we have never done that before. Interesting. So, the concept that God is the God of vengeance, or that God would come around and kind of put people in their place using, I won't say karma, but just some law of just how things should work, would obviously just troll the mind of someone who's a wolf in sheep's clothing, who's using negativity to control others because they enjoy this. It's really weird, but what an adult bully will usually say is, hey, man, I'm not a bully. Not me. No. Not me. And so once they communicate that, it creates confusion, because it's like it clear as day that they're a bully. But once they use the laws of the subconscious to communicate that they're not a bully, then it just communicates to you the opposite of something that's obvious that's happening. It's very clear as day this person's obviously a bully, but their mind has to make sure that like you think they're not a bully all the time. They'll check with that, and that's part of their bullying complex. So this gets even more confusing. So this creates a lot of mental illness when someone's bullying into the adult world. I would assume so, yes. So pretty much, let's change that topic. Let's create an incision here and change that topic. But yes, adult bullies ruin dynamics. I mean, you try to love them, but something about, just it always goes like that. It turns into some negative talk, and quickly you lose track of it, or they view a vulnerability as weakness. Any vulnerability you have, they view it as an easy in to manipulate further, and it gets trickier and trickier. So eventually, I would hope that, so, yeah. So, one second. So yeah, pretty much when someone is letting a demon rule them, a lot of times, yes, this has been denial by humanity. It incentivizes initial success when they first sell out, or something like that. But when they're using, you can use Jezebels, you can use demonic spirits on the masculine side of things, which usually looks like toxic masculinity or just some form of demon. But usually they're just too brutal, they're too mean, and there are even dynamics of things like that we need to think about here. Like for me, for example, just all denial aside for a second, no, literally, like whenever I boxed and did MMA, like it wasn't good for my head. It made me kind of brutal myself. It made me kind of like think of things like maybe kind of think of things like real, like brutal world. Because I had a lot of opponents that were just tough on me, man. Tough on me. There were guys in there that would like kind of like take it easy on you and just kind of like 1, 2, here I am. And they kind of like let you have that little in where it's like, okay, 1, 2, and then they kind of back up and it's like, okay, here I am. And then they kind of give you, or like if they hit you really hard and it knocks you during sparring, they let you like take a step back and they give you a second and they restart, because it's just one moment in training. Like how can you sustain a brutal fight all day? But then other people would be just brutes. They'd have perfect cardio and they just, if you're against the corner, just bang, So like that probably created a little bit of a complex in me or like I was not treating others well because of the head traumas and the emotional body trauma from just certain influences from, I mean, you know how like there's respect in the game, it's great, but my theory is that the head trauma, like you have to be careful at least if you're going to spar. Like it would show with certain NFL players and certain things that they'll be cool, but then something happens and they just click. Like, no, I'm pissed. Probably because of like, bang, like head traumas they've taken from either tackling or getting tackled. So that's my theory, is that toxic masculinity needs to be balanced with feminism, where it's not so just toughen up every time. Like that's great that we have that American spirit, that we have the strong force of men to back us up with stuff, but it has to be like part of the warrior is artist, musician, healer, lover, and warrior. Okay, it's not just warrior only. For some reason we think of the man as like warrior. It's actually like the true warrior is a lover, magician, everything I just said. I can't, my memory works as far as the alcohol I used to use. I do not drink alcohol at this current time. No, I was joking about that. Okay, but back to what I was saying. If someone is clearly, you get confusion when you deal with them. You get confused as to if you're the good person or they're the bad person or what, because your spirit's detecting that they have a demon that's overpowering their eyesight or something. So the guy's name is Daniel Adams, or that's like the beer, but Daniel Adams or something like that. I think it's Daniel Adams, I think. But he literally goes to people and he goes like people line up at his church and he just starts getting intuitive with it. And he's like, in the name of Jesus, come out of them. And literally you'll see people, like regular people, will be like, I am a Jezebel and I will not leave her. Or like, my name is, or he might even say like, what is your name, demon? And it'll say like some weird name. And it's like an actual army of demons. And it's like, I am this demon and I want their soul. And it's like talking like that, through the person. So like, that's how the name of Jesus works. It's very powerful. But you have to align the soft love. There's a time and place for warfare with, as far as the spirit realm and like casting that name, but you don't just do that all the time. But when something has reached an all-time high, occasionally you can actually get them to respect a King of Kings. Okay, that's all I'll say with that, because so, but I think it's Daniel Adams, but you can look him up. It's really cool. He casts demons out of people sometimes, and you see him like good people, like decent, good-looking people will just kind of freak out. But what it is there's a demon assigned to you, most likely. Some of us are better at this and beat the demon day to day. It usually has a sting of resistance. It has like a sting of fight, how it tries to overtake your thoughts into negativity. But some people, they let that demon consume them. Yes, some people who have like hella money, hella fame, whatever, some of them let demons consume them. Okay, I won't talk about what I was about to talk about, but do not pursue these people. If they're clearly rude and clearly mean, but then it gets into this psychology, confusion. They're rude and mean a percentage of the time to the point where that is their personality. Not like they have a bad day and occasionally they get moody because they're getting bullied by other people. I'm talking about like they are generating this negativity. They're clearly like bringing back up, or if you talk negative or there's any drama going on, they will just feast on it. Just using common sense. They're like, oh, dang. Or they'll be the first one to watch the World Star Hip Hop or like some fight and some guy gets knocked out and they'll be like, oh, dang. Like they feast on drama. They feed on that. Me or good people sometimes, the way my dopamine works is that my dopamine goes down. I don't like get a high when I see evil craft or like dark things happen. I get low. I get real low. I don't even maximize on the chit chat around it anymore. I used to kind of chat up when I was younger, like, oh, did you hear about this attack on this or that? But nowadays I don't even entertain it. Yeah, so anyways, don't people can have flashy items. Yes, this has been denial by humanity that automatically, like, the richer you are is the more pure of a person you are because you attend church or something like that. When it does not, it's not just the underlying factor that you attend church, it's how you go about it. The simple laws of like the attitude when you tithe. You know, people say, do you tithe? Do you tithe right now? Do you tithe? What the attitude of what you meant. Could be the person that puts in, they're so poor that they make $10 every day. So they put in like a little $5 bill on a Sunday into the thing. That's cute in God's eyes. That's cute. But at least he thought it was cute. Did you catch that one? Okay, so it could be, if you're a millionaire, that's cute that you put in $10,000. And that's also possible for a rich person to mean it when they tithe. But tithing out of like some false fear of the Lord, going through the motions, there's no way to install that into people. There's no way to just preach that up there with the book. Like, today's lesson is don't go through the motions as a Christian. You know, that would be a cliche day, like as far as the vibe and the audience, as far as the connection, as the praise of the Spirit with the whole audience, that would be a cliche day, because it only takes a few people in the group or in the community of the Christians to follow up with that in some cliche manner where it's like, yeah, man, that was a good lesson today. It's like, no, but if you disagreed with that, if you're over there like offended by that, then why are you saying that was a great lesson today? They're just saying that like, bravo, I took the chip of sobriety. You can take a chip of sobriety by fooling the class that you've been sober when you haven't been sober. And as long as they believe you, you'll still get that chip of sobriety. Do you get that? So, yeah, there's just things like that is clear as day to me. Denial by humanity. And I love people, man, but they don't love me is the problem. I try to go in to love them. And you can have some deep, meditative, charismatic, premeditated thing like, I love this relationship. And you go all the way up to them and you premeditated the whole thing like, I want to show them love, man, I love them. And you can go up to them and they can just go and shoot right back at you like, ew, girl, go away. And that's not, none of this is like supposed to be sneak dissy. I've just had people sneak diss me. And trauma is contagious. Okay, I love people, if you catch that one. I love people, okay? I love people. All right, but a lot of the times what goes wrong is they don't love me, okay? It's about what your heart is generating, okay? I think you caught that one, but just, yeah, do not pursue people that are letting demons overwhelm them. And yes, sometimes, in fact, historically, sometimes people make tons of money off of like something that's not helping, like, yeah, I don't know why. That's a basic, simple understanding that I've yet to been able to get too many people to understand as a collective. Like, yes, there's a such thing as bad money and good money. It's not always just good money. So there's a such thing as dirty money or filthy money, and there's such thing as clean money. And the spiritual side of things, this always leads towards this type of thing where it's like, no, if you make money, then dang it, you made Papa proud, you know? You made Papa proud at the end of the day. Dang it, you made a lot of money. Made Papa proud at the end of the day. So you pose in your picture and it's like, at least he was rich, is how they value it. And God bless them and God forgive them, for they probably don't know. Some people be knowing or something like that, but God bless people who do not know what they're doing. God bless them, because I understand that whole emotional, visual lesson of how the entire time they were unaware of their own consciousness. I've been through that myself. I'm on that current journey myself, where right now I'm in some form of denial. But this is simply understanding that's connected to a mentality, that mentalities are contagious. Okay? All right, peace.